Hello guys, DJ Bagpuss here and welcome back to Bagpuss Uncut. Now, today's video I have quite a little bit of a serious video and a video that is going to be a little bit depressing. Now, I like to do positive videos, upbeat videos, just, funny videos in general, just kind of something that is light-hearted and something for you guys to enjoy. But every so often, I kind of like doing these, serious videos and talking about sensitive and quite straight subjects, subjects that you can't really joke about. I've done this once with my bullying video and, that went down really well. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about death. Yeah, I know. Death. It's a sensitive topic and quite frankly, quite a serious topic and just a bit of a depressing one, really. It's not the most upbeat and joyous thing to talk about, but I want to talk about my fear of dying, because I don't have any major phobias, I don't have any major fears, except one, and that is the fear of death. And I thought today would be a good day to kind of get it off my chest, talk to you guys, and see if any of you can relate to the stuff that I'm going to be saying in this video, because I think it's quite weird and quite rare that an 18-year-old has a fear of dying, So I want to see if any of you guys can relate to, me talking about this. And, this is a serious video and it's not going to be the most, positive video. But we're going to try and make it positive at the end of the video. But I want you guys to promise me something during this video, that if at any point you feel upset, depressed, or like this video is making you feel a bit down and has turned a great day into a down day, then I want you to click off this video straight away. Obviously, this video is not going to be for everyone. So if you don't want to hear someone talk about death, it's something that you don't really want to think about, then just click off this video. But if at any point you start feeling upset and depressed, please turn off this video now. I don't want to upset or depress anyone whatsoever. But I do feel like it's an important thing to talk about, and I do want to, get this dialogue going. So if you have any thoughts on it or want to share your opinion on the subject matter, then, leave comments down below, tweet me. But this conversation goes no further than this video, these four walls, and kind of the comments in this video and the tweets. But apart from that, it goes no further than that, because when I came up with the idea to do YouTube, I always said to myself that every single video I want to do, positive videos, and every single video I want to be positive and upbeat. But I feel like at times it's relevant to do like a serious and sensitive topic, which this one certainly is. So hopefully you'll enjoy this conversation. I feel it's quite insightful. Hopefully, I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes. But basically, let's talk about first and foremost my fear of dying and sort of where I think that originated from, and just in general why I believe I've got that. Because when I was growing up and when I was young, I never once had the fear. Like I didn't fear death at all when I was young. It's been in my later years where I've kind of started to fear it and get a little bit upset and a little bit panicked when I start thinking about this. But I mean, this happens infrequently. Like, this is an infrequent phobia. This isn't frequent. It's not ruining my life. It's just, every so often when I start thinking about it, it just kind of panics me a little bit. And I don't know what that is, whether it's, just the idea of not existing or the idea of what happens when we die. But, there's a lot of it. I think it's the more kind of the unknown part that troubles me, the greatest, and is the reason probably why I'm afraid of it. But I do kind of have a feeling, an idea where this fear originated from. Like, I kind of feel like there's a small shadow, small part of it that I kind of feel like this is where the fear came from. Basically, and I've spoke about him before, but my granddad, which I'll get a picture of him now for you. So this is my granddad, as you can see, like there. I have him on my desk, so anytime I'm editing or like feeling upset, I just look at that and helps me out. But basically, yeah, my granddad was basically a second dad to me. Like he was a huge influence on my life. Like, I was blessed that I actually had two dads. Like, not many people have that, but like my granddad was a vital part of my life. I think me being born, he's always wanted a son. And I think I was the son that he always wanted. Like, we were so close. Like, the connection we had was just instantaneous. Like, you couldn't break it, the bond that we had. It was absolutely brilliant. I wasn't, everyone is close to their granddad, but this was different. Like this was like the closest bond I felt to anyone ever, really, if I'm being totally honest. And he came to live with us when I was around about 2, so that was 2000. And we actually shared a room together. Like, at this room now, my bed, well, my granddad's bed used to be like here, and then at the other side used to be my bed. So we had a bed on the left-hand side, a bed on the right-hand side, like Teddy in the middle. And it was just great. It was absolutely brilliant sharing a room with him because, we used to watch telly together. We used to just, chill out. And I mean, most of the time, in the evenings when I came over from school, he'd be either watching telly upstairs here, so with his headphones on, so he would let me play with my toys or something like that. Or, he'd be downstairs watching telly, so I'd be upstairs playing with my characters and that. But we shared a room, and I slept in one bed, he slept in the other. But my biggest fear when I was little, sharing a room with him, was that I was going to wake up to find him dead, basically. That was my biggest fear. And I used to have nightmares, waking up and thinking that I'm going to wake up to find my granddad no longer with me. And that was my biggest fear. I used to wake up sometimes in the night and just, say to my granddad, "Are you alright?" But because he was such a loud sleeper and a loud snorer, that I used to wake up in the middle of the night. If I ever was afraid of that, I'd just look over him and could see him breathing and, could see him snoring away, and that would be a clear indication that, he was still with me. And surprisingly, that fear never came true, because he passed away in 2010, which is that's 7 years ago, because he passed away on the 30th of October 2010. So October is always a time where I start thinking about him more than normal. But he passed away in a hospital, and I wasn't sharing a room with him for the last 2 months before he actually did pass away. When he got really ill, my mum moved him to another room. So the room that I've now had my room for about 10 years. So, that fear never came to fruition. But as soon as he passed away, obviously that fear was gone, because, he's passed away now. He's died. I've not got that fear anymore. And then suddenly, the fear then transcended onto me, and I started now worrying about dying myself. It's weird. I never thought of it when I was younger, and I'd say probably in the last 5 years is when my fear has began and started to I've started to be afraid of it at times. Whenever I start thinking about it and start really dissecting it and analysing it, that is when I start really panicking. And, I like to counter the points, not just to, give me some reassurance, but also because it is an absolutely stupid fear, really, when you look at it. It's a stupid fear, really, because it's unavoidable. Everybody dies. Everyone is born into this world. You live a long life. Some people may go before others, but you live, how many ever years you live, whether that's a couple of years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, etc. And then you die. And it's just part of human nature. It's part of the world. You're born. If you're born, you're going to die. You can't avoid it. So I don't really understand what the fear is. As I said, I don't know if it's because of the fact that, just the idea of not existing just baffles me. Where do we go and all of that? But I in my head, think there's only a couple of things that are going to happen. And the fact also that I'm really, really young, is still I shouldn't really be thinking about this. Because it's one of those things that is going to happen. When people have phobias, they say it's because of something that happened in their childhood that has made them scared of it. My fear of death could be because I shared around my granddad, and my biggest fear was the idea of him dying. Now he's not there, the fear has just been out, it's just me. But, when people have, fears of spiders, or fears of, heights, or fears of going underground, or fears of travelling in a car, or a train, or a bus, those are rational fears, and also they're avoidable fears. If you've got a fear of heights, you just don't go in a plane, you don't, go up into high areas. You can avoid that. If you've got a fear of going in a car, you just ride a bus. If you've got a fear of riding a bus, you go on a train, that's avoidable. But a fear of death is unavoidable. It's going to happen. I'm going to die at some point, and there's nothing I can do about it. So worried about it is probably just a waste of time. Now, I have thought about like what happens after we die. Like that is kind of the thing that has tried to reassure me. But as I said, there's only a couple of things that are going to happen. Like I'm not religious like at all. I've got no religious beliefs in me. That's not to say that I don't feel like there could be like a God up there. Like this is going to get really, really like deep now. But I don't necessarily disbelieve that there was a God. I mean, sure, why can't there be a God? But I don't believe in that. Like the idea of heaven and hell, like it could be. They could be like once you die, your spirit goes up to heaven, and if you're if you've been good, you go to heaven. If you've been bad, you go to hell. And when I was younger, I always sort of imagined heaven as a place where all of the stuff you love to do, like all of the stuff that you excelled in and were passionate about and loved to spend every second doing, that in heaven you get to do those for eternity. Like I love playing Xbox, I love like watching telly, so my like thought and feeling was that when I get to heaven I'll be able to do that every single day for all eternity. That would be the kind of the way that I would have spent out my time in heaven. But also the other thing that could happen is that if there is a heaven and you go up to heaven, like it's basically like a never-ending soap opera. Like you can spend all eternity watching the people that you've left behind, like watching your family and watching their day-to-day life, almost like watching a soap. It's basically just a never-ending movie. You just watch them, and then when they pass, you come and meet them, and they watch the story, and it just goes on and on like that. That could happen, and there could be a heaven up there. But they say that if you don't believe in like Jesus and God and all of that, then you don't go to heaven. They only accept people who are religious believers. So if that's the case, there is a heaven and hell, then I'm going straight to hell. But I don't have religious beliefs. Like I don't live in a religious way. I don't follow the beliefs that they have. And I'm not religious, but it's not to say that I don't think there could be something out there. Kind of the thing that I really do believe in and think that could happen, and the thing that I really want to happen like after you die, is reincarnation. I love that idea. I love the idea of everything resetting and starting over again, like just a never-ending circuit of constantly being in this world. Like reincarnation basically is like when you die, everything resets. Like you'll go back into like as an egg and you'll be able to sell. Again, being really scientific here, but I don't really care about science. Basically, you become like the person that is in a woman's belly for 9 months. You're reborn again. This time you could be like a girl, or something in your past life. Like for me, I'm not good at sports, so maybe in my next life I will excel in sport. And they say like something that whatever you weren't good at in your previous life, you are going to be good at in your next life. And it's a chance for you for any mistakes and any choices, any roads that you went down wrong. You have a chance to make those choices, undo those mistakes, and take a different direction this time round. And apparently it will make you a better human in the process. So like reincarnation, I would love that. Like I'd love the idea of that. Once I die, the clock resets and I'm just born again. Now that could be I go back to 1998 and I'm reborn again as somebody completely different. Like you could travel back in time, you could be born in a different era, or when you do die, whatever year that you die in, you then are born in that same year as a baby, and then you grow up again as a completely new person. Like, and there has been some kind of ways to prove it, like the idea of deja vu, or having that feeling that you've been here before, you've lived this day before. Like it could be your previous life interfering with your brain, something like that. But again, you can never prove that. But I like the idea. I like the idea of reincarnation, and I think that would be, I would just love that, because it's no matter when you die, you'll just restart again and you'll go again for all eternity, and it's kind of, it's a baffling thing really, because if you are reincarnated into a different era, then it means that time and space, is just not relative. Like, the science theories behind it is that the world, and some people say this, which is just absolutely crazy, but people say that the world is an illusion, and the world only exists for someone's point of view and someone's conscience, to actually recognise that they are living. Like, space and time and the days, it is. So I mean, today's date is October the 10th. I believe it's October the 10th. If I check my computer, yeah, it's the 10th of October today. Completely forgot what day it was. But it's only the 10th of October because my conscience registers that it's the 10th of October. And like what happens after death is so mind blowing that you can't even comprehend that. So like when you die, you might go back to like the 1980s, 1970s and be reborn again. Like who knows? That's just crazy. Like absolutely crazy to think of life that way. And then obviously the last thing really that is going to happen, which hasn't got the glitz and glamour of heaven and hell, or isn't as stylish and mind blowing, that is reincarnation, is nothing really. And the idea that once you're dead, like that is it. Like it's not even blackness, because you'd have to have a conscious, like you'd have to be conscious to actually know that you're in blackness. Like it'd be nothing. Like once you're dead, all your thoughts, feelings, everything like that, what you smell, touch, feel, all of that would just be gone, and it would be nothing. Like, and it would probably be what it was like before you were born. Like before I was born, I had no awareness, I had no conscience, I had nothing. I didn't know, anything, because I didn't exist. Like until I was born, and even in the first couple of early years, I still don't have any memories of that. Like my first full memory is when I was like, I'd say maybe 2 years old, and we were just moving house, and I laid all my cards. And literally about 2 years old, I was sitting on the floor and I laid all my cards in a row and just done like a massive kind of chain around my kitchen. That is my first real memory. Before that, it is very, very hazy. I don't remember being bored. I don't remember the early years. And now I've just got a catalogue of memories because I'm 18. So, it's like before I was born, I had no recollection of anything. So when I die, it would be the same. And I'm not afraid of that because I won't know. Like, I won't know that I'm dead because there will be nothing. So what have I got to fear? And in all three of those, what have I got to be afraid of? Like, if there is a heaven and hell, I'm going to be reunited with my granddad, and that's something I've always dreamed of. If there's reincarnation, life just begins again, and that's fine. Like, I'm still in this world, but I'm just not me. I'm a completely different person. And if there's nothing, I ain't going to know. So I don't really know why I'm afraid. And also the fact that I'm still very, very young. I'm 18 years old, and not many 18-year-olds just drop down dead. Like, they do. Like, you do hear stories of people just drop down dead, but it's very rare. And I get checked every single month by doctors. I'm actually quite fortunate that I get checked on a monthly basis. So if there was something wrong with my body, they'd pick it up quicker than others. And, I could be in a car crash, I could get hit by a car, or, shot, stabbed. I could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But, I'm alive now. So to kind of make this a positive video and to just kind of change this and turn this into a positive thing, I say that while I'm alive and young, I've still got probably another 50, 60 years in me, hopefully. And that is a long time to live. And basically, I just need to focus on living every single moment, enjoying life. Like, I'm loving life right now, just enjoying every single moment of life, and just relishing life, all the opportunities that I have, take all the opportunities, love my friends, love my family, and just be happy. Because recently, there's been 2 people in my area who I didn't know specifically, but have sadly passed away. One was 21 and died of a heart attack. The other was 17 and was murdered. And they're so young, and it's just so young to be taken away at that time. And it's just so cruel. The world is cruel, but you never know what is around the corner. You never know what could happen next. So just as I say in the message to you, is to live life every single day, live life to the fullest. And I'm just not really going to think about death from now on, because, when I do die, whenever that day will come, either I'll be reunited with my granddad and, my loved ones that are sadly no longer with me, or I'll be reincarnated into someone else, or I just won't know. Like, all of those, what is really bad about them. And I'm so young, I shouldn't be thinking about death. I should be focusing on living life and just taking it day by day, and that is exactly what I'm doing now. And it is, when you think about it, it is really, at times it can be scary, it can be baffling, it can be mind-blowing, but for every day that you wake up and you're on this earth, just take it every single day, one step at a time, and just enjoy life. And hopefully everyone who's watching this now will be alive for many, many more years and live long, happy and successful lives. And also, while you are alive, you might as well watch more of, DJ Bagpuss's YouTube channel, because, what a time to be alive. And while you are alive, check out my YouTube channel. It's basically kind of the final point that I'm going to end this on, really. I can't believe I've just said that. But yeah, those are my kind of thoughts and feelings. I wanted to get that off my chest. It was nice to talk about that in kind of a really serious way, and to give you guys a bit more backstory on my past. Leave your comments, questions, queries, all of that down in the comment section below. I'm really interested to see if there's any other people out there my age who also have a fear of death, have a phobia of it, or am I just a very, very weird person to be, scared of that at this age? And kind of tweet me as well any thoughts. It'd be really good to get this dialogue going. Obviously, if you have enjoyed this video, if you can call this video enjoyable, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I've got lots of other great content coming your way, so stay tuned. This is DJ Bagpuss signing out, and the next Bagpuss Uncut will actually be a lot more funnier and happier as well. So until next time, take care, and I shall speak to you all very, very soon. See you all later.